For years, she defended him on camera. But now, she's the one handing over the evidence. LaTisha Scott is not just getting divorced, she might be helping take Marcelo down. And what she's doing behind the scenes could destroy everything he's ever built. You're not ready for what's coming next. She stood by his side through every scandal, every rumor, every lie. But what if all that silence was strategy? LaTisha Scott just filed for divorce and insiders say she might be the reason her husband ends up in handcuffs. This is not just heartbreak. This is war. Reality TV showed her smiling. But behind the scenes, LaTisha was collecting receipts, text messages, contracts, even voice notes. Now, with her marriage crumbling, she's handing it all over. And if the rumors are true, this divorce could lead straight to federal charges. No one expected this to happen. After standing by her husband for years on national television, LaTisha Scott has finally hit her breaking point. She has not only filed for divorce, but court papers now suggest she might be helping the authorities with information connected to Marsau's possible legal troubles. And what those documents reveal could tear apart everything the Scotts have built together. Stay with us, because this story runs much deeper than it seems. What we are witnessing now is not just a public breakup, it is the unraveling of a relationship that many believed could survive anything. For years, LaTisha Scott has been Marcelo's greatest defender. No matter what the public said, no matter what rumors spread online, she stood firm by his side. She blocked out the noise, smiled through the whispers, and stayed committed, even when it looked like everything around her was falling apart. She was more than a wife, she was a fighter. LaTisha showed up with grace on every red carpet, in every interview, and during every emotional scene on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Even when questions got uncomfortable or the tension on camera was obvious, she never lost her composure. She kept her emotions tucked in. Her loyalty stayed steady. Her message was always clear: we're good. But now, things are not good. In fact, things may be worse than anyone ever imagined. According to sources close to the couple, something has shifted, and not just emotionally, legally, LaTisha has made a serious move. It has been confirmed that she has taken official steps to end the marriage. Yes, the divorce is real. No more speculation, no more guessing games. The paperwork has reportedly been filed, and this time, she is not backing down. But that is not the part that has everyone talking. What has really shocked fans and insiders alike is what might be happening behind the scenes. There is strong talk, loud enough that it is no longer just a rumor, that LaTisha may be cooperating with authorities in an investigation tied to Marcelo's alleged legal troubles. This is not new gossip. Fans of the show and people familiar with their business ventures have whispered for months about shady financial dealings, secret projects, and possible lawsuits quietly brewing beneath the surface. But now, those whispers are turning into something real, something serious. Allegedly, LaTisha has handed over important documents, messages, and records that could be linked to a criminal investigation involving Marcelo. If true, this would mean that LaTisha, once his most trusted partner, has decided to protect herself, and maybe even help expose whatever he has been hiding. For a long time, people wondered why LaTisha stayed so quiet. Why she kept defending someone who often left her looking confused, dismissed, or unsupported on screen. But maybe she was not being silent out of fear. Maybe she was gathering strength. Maybe she was documenting everything, building a case while keeping her head down. Maybe this whole time, LaTisha was preparing for the moment when she would stop being loyal to him and start being loyal to herself. The thought of LaTisha turning over evidence has shaken fans to their core. After all, this is the same woman who stood by Marcelo through public scandals, online attacks, and emotional stress. She defended him, even when his answers on TV did not add up, even when the body language was off, even when it seemed like he was hiding something. Now, that same woman may be helping uncover the truth. And let us be honest, no one saw this coming. People assumed LaTisha would always ride for Marcelo, no matter what, but something clearly changed. And when it did, she did not just walk away, she took action. Real action. This is no dramatic social media breakup or quiet separation. This is legal, this is strategic, and this could be the beginning of something much bigger than just a divorce. If the rumors about her cooperation are true, it could mean serious legal consequences for Marcelo. It could mean that his personal life, professional reputation, and possibly even his freedom are on the line. But for LaTisha, it means something else entirely. It means she is done pretending, done covering, done shrinking herself to keep up the image of a perfect marriage. For years, viewers of Love and Marriage, Huntsville saw LaTisha as the woman who stood strong, no matter what. But now, they are seeing something new, a woman who is standing up, not for her marriage, but for herself. And what happens next could shake not just the show, but everything Marsau has built. So buckle up, because what started as quiet rumors and subtle signs has turned into a real-life storm. And LaTisha Scott, she is no longer the quiet, loyal wife behind the scenes. She is now the one holding the mic and, possibly, the truth that could change everything. We have all seen the awkward moments on screen, the subtle digs, the silent tension, but what is going on behind the scenes is even more surprising. In this video, we will go through it all. How LaTisha reached this shocking decision. What is really going on with Marca's possible jail time, what the court filings say, and what insiders are revealing about his next legal move. This is not just another breakup in the world of reality TV. This is the slow and serious collapse of a marriage, a business, and a public image right in front of our eyes. What started as quiet whispers has now turned into a major scandal. And trust us, the next part is going to be even more shocking. For years, LaTisha was known as the woman who stayed strong under pressure. No matter the gossip or the online rumors, even the accusations on camera, she kept standing beside Marca. Even when everything pointed to trouble, we saw her keep going, season after season. The quiet pauses, the unclear answers, and Marca's smooth way of dodging questions. But LaTisha kept smiling. She kept defending him. She kept saying, "We're fine." Until one day she was not. What changed? It was not her words, it was her eyes. People close to her noticed first. The spark, the passion, the loyalty, it started to fade. One insider, who worked on the set of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, said something shifted during the most recent season. The producers could see it too. Something had changed. LaTisha Scott was no longer the same woman people were used to seeing on set. During filming breaks, she stayed quiet. There were no more smiles, no casual laughs, and no friendly phone scrolling with Marsau like in the past. Instead, she seemed distant, her mind clearly somewhere else. Even the smallest interactions felt heavy. Her body language had changed. Her eyes, once full of spark and warmth, now looked tired and guarded. It was as if the weight of everything she had been carrying in silence had finally started to show. Someone who works closely behind the scenes on Love and Marriage, Huntsville noticed the change right away. But they said this shift was not just emotional, it was intentional. LaTisha, they revealed, had been making moves behind the curtain for quite some time. While cameras captured the drama on screen, she had quietly been meeting with attorneys, consulting financial experts, and reaching out to a small circle of close friends for support and advice. This was not about planning for the next season or negotiating a TV contract. This was about protecting herself, her future, her children, her peace of mind. LaTisha was not just reacting to the crumbling of her marriage. She was preparing for what came next. She was thinking smart, playing the long game. And while viewers saw her calm on screen, she had already started building a legal and financial safety net off camera. Those closest to her say, LaTisha had finally reached the point where she could no longer carry the burden alone. She had given everything to her marriage, her time, her energy, her loyalty. But now, she was done being the only one holding it together. She realized that staying silent, staying supportive, and staying stuck was not helping anyone, especially not herself. LaTisha's actions behind the scenes were not just about leaving, they were about preparing. She began reviewing shared business documents, gathering communication records, and quietly pausing or reevaluating her business partnerships. She wanted to know exactly what she was connected to financially and how to protect herself if things turned ugly. This was not just a breakup, it was a shift from survival to strategy. People on set noticed she no longer tried to fake it. There were no forced smiles, no empty reassurances that we're fine. Instead, there was a calm seriousness about her, like a woman who had finally made up her mind. And when LaTisha makes up her mind, she moves with purpose. So while it may have seemed like she was just emotionally distant, LaTisha was actually preparing to take her life back quietly, confidently, and completely. And now, the world is starting to see the result of those quiet days, those silent breaks, and those thoughtful steps taken when no one was watching. LaTisha Scott was not falling apart. She was rising, and she was doing it on her own terms. But it was not about reality TV deals, it was about protection of her money, her brand, and her peace of mind. Quietly, she began building a case. And here is the surprising part. For nearly a year, LaTisha had been collecting everything: text messages, business emails, property documents, and even personal notes. Why? Insiders say she was preparing in case Marcelo's legal problems became serious enough to affect their shared business and her reputation. LaTisha is not just a reality TV star. She is a CEO, a mother, and a woman who built her own name. And someone close to her says she had grown tired of being just the wife of a man who could ruin it all. On the other hand, has started to pull back. She has removed posts with Marsau's name and started branding her content using her maiden name. Fans noticed too. She used to post about Marsau all the time. Now, it is like he disappeared from her page. She is slowly erasing him from her public image, and if things get worse legally, insiders say she might even have to testify to either defend joint records or make sure she is not pulled into the case. But here is the most shocking part. Divorce documents suggest LaTisha may already be working with legal experts to prepare for a deeper investigation into Scott Realty's finances. If that is true, this is not just a marriage ending, it is a smart escape from a legal disaster that could ruin Marsau's business, name, and public standing. Marsau has not said anything directly about the claims, but we are hearing that what is coming next could include federal investigations. So if you thought this was just about a couple breaking up, think again. This is a full-blown collapse. From family drama to business chaos, even the future of love and marriage, Huntsville feels uncertain. And the damage is spreading. The family that once looked strong and close now seems to be falling apart. With LaTisha's divorce now public and Marsau's legal troubles getting worse, even relatives are starting to pick sides. Sources say some family members are angry with LaTisha. They think she should have kept things private and waited for the dust to settle. But LaTisha is done. She is not waiting anymore. LaTisha Scott is not protecting anyone anymore. According to one insider, tensions have gotten worse between her and Marsau's brother, Maurice Scott, who reportedly pushed Marsau to speak publicly and clear the air. But Marsau has stayed silent, and that silence is only making things worse. Even Kimmy Scott, who is usually the calm voice of reason on the show, is said to be struggling to stay neutral. Behind the scenes, relationships are falling apart, and no one is ready to talk about it yet. The group chat among cast members has reportedly gone quiet. People are unsure who they can trust. Everyone is worried about legal contracts and NDAs. Loyalties are shifting. Some cast members are afraid they might get dragged into the legal mess just by being connected to it. And let's not forget, LaTisha and Marsau were not just a couple. They were business partners. They built a brand together, from real estate projects to podcasts and public appearances. Now that divorce papers are in play and attorneys are involved, all of those shared ventures are at risk. One source said LaTisha has already requested a full audit of Scott Realty and other businesses connected to Marsau that could reveal unreported income, tax issues, or secret side deals. She is not just walking away emotionally, she wants to understand exactly what she is tied to financially. LaTisha has also stepped back from some business deals and speaking events she had scheduled for the summer. Insiders believe she no longer wants to promote anything under the Scott name while this situation keeps getting worse. Meanwhile, Marsau's silence is having real consequences. Some investors and contractors are pulling away from their projects, worried about how this scandal could affect their reputation. Nothing has officially shut down yet, but sources say the real estate side of the business is losing money fast. And the show. That may never be the same again. Let's talk about the show that started it all, Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Behind the scenes, producers are reportedly scrambling. LaTisha and Marsau were core members of the cast. Their story helped shape the entire series. But now, with their marriage falling apart and legal matters getting more serious, producers are rethinking how to move forward. Someone close to the editing team shared, "It's tough. We want to show real life. But now legal teams are already stepping in, telling us what we can and can't show. And if someone gets arrested or sued during filming, it's a nightmare." There's also talk that LaTisha may pull back from filming altogether or shift her storyline to focus on rebuilding her life after divorce. Even viewers can feel the change. Social media is full of comments like, "Something's off this season. Everyone's walking on eggshells. It feels darker." So what happens now? This is no longer just a breakup. It's the collapse of a brand. A reality show turning into a courtroom battle. It's business, family, fame, and now, maybe even J-Lol tangled up in a storm no one saw coming this fast. But here is the part no one is talking about. What LaTisha does next could shift the entire direction of the franchise. She is not leaving quietly. She is making bold moves. And whatever happens in the next few weeks could reveal everything Marsau has tried to keep hidden. Just when everyone thought LaTisha would disappear from the spotlight, broken by heartbreak, betrayal, and legal drama, she flipped the script. Instead of hiding, LaTisha stepped into the light with confidence and purpose. And the world noticed in the weeks after her divorce papers and the rumors about Marsau's legal trouble. LaTisha said nothing. No interviews, no posts, no public comments. Fans assumed she was healing or working things out legally behind closed doors. But then she posted. It was one bold Instagram photo. A late-night post showing LaTisha in a bright red suit, standing tall with her head held high and eyes full of strength. The caption read, "The storm didn't break me, it built me. I'm still standing stronger, smarter, unapologetic." Hashtag UNBOTHERED. Hashtag reclaiming LaTisha. Hashtag watch me now. The post exploded online. Thousands of comments poured in, some cheering her on, some shocked. Gossip pages shared it. Influencers broke down her words like a speech. And suddenly, the story changed. LaTisha was not just leaving Marsau, she was leaving behind the version of herself that the world thought they knew. Then came the big moment, her first public statement. It happened during a live-streamed event titled, "Breaking the Silence, My Truth, My Terms." Let us be clear, LaTisha did not hold anything back. She spoke with deep emotion, but also, with the calm strength of someone who had been preparing for this moment. Without ever saying Marsau's name, she laid out years of pain, how she felt emotionally trapped, betrayed in business, and made to doubt herself in front of millions. But what really shook the internet was one powerful line. "I thought I had to stay quiet to protect what we built," she said. "But I realized if you build something with someone who does not value you, it was never yours to begin with. I am not starting over. I am starting right." The crowd was moved. Some cried, many clapped, and the room gave her a standing ovation. Even people who had once judged her began to support her. That night marked the start of a brand new LaTisha, focused and fully in control of her life. Since then, LaTisha has been on a mission. She launched a podcast called Unmuted with LaTisha Scott, where she talks about real experiences with love, loyalty, and personal growth. She also partnered with a national women's empowerment group, offering talks and mentorship programs. On top of that, she rebranded her real estate business, completely removing the Scott name, and shifted her focus to projects led by women. She even dropped a soft merch line with her now famous quote, "I'm not starting over, I'm starting right." This is not just a brand refresh. It feels like a total rebirth. Fans are calling it one of the most inspiring comebacks in reality TV history. Still, some critics are raising questions. They say LaTisha's moves seem too perfectly timed, almost like she is using the scandal to boost her own image. Some even call it a revenge tour in disguise, taking Marcello's downfall and flipping it for her own gain. But her supporters disagree. They say she stayed silent for years. Now, it is her time to win. This is not revenge, it is her reclaiming her power. Let Marsau deal with his choices. LaTisha is healing, rebuilding, and growing. And maybe, the truth is not one or the other. Maybe, it is not about payback or even proving anything. Maybe this is just growth. Because sometimes, when your world falls apart, when betrayal, shame, and heartbreak hit you all at once, the only way to survive is to rise from the ashes, turn the pain into purpose, and tell your truth louder than the lies.